No sooner is summer over than New Yorkers brace themselves for the anniversary of the September the 11th, 2001 attacks on the World Trade Center 18 years ago this year. 6 tolling bells and the reading of the names of the dead under hundreds of swamp white oak trees bring it all back. Raw for those who lost loved ones. Just outside Washington, D.C., where another attack partially collapsed one side of the Pentagon, President Trump pays respects to all those who perished on the day he says is seared into our soul. While in a remote field in Shanksville, Pennsylvania, families remember those who died when their plane crashed upside down. A band of passengers on board attempted to wrest control from the hijackers. Their effort kept the plane from reaching its intended destination, believed to be either the U.S. Capitol or the White House. A handful of trinkets is all that was recovered. The attacks triggered U.S. military campaigns starting in Afghanistan to combat global terrorism. It defined the era of President George W. Bush. This year, Americans have been surprised to learn that their government was preparing to hold secret talks with the Taliban at the presidential retreat, Camp David in Maryland. That is until President Trump publicly cancelled the talks after a Taliban bomb killed an American in Kabul last week.
They thought they would use this attack to show strength, but actually what they showed is unrelenting weakness.
On the edge of the 9/11 commemorations, mourners had mixed views on the Trump initiative, bringing America's enemy into Camp David.
Diplomacy is good. I mean, you should talk.
It's always better to talk than engage in military violence. I think nobody wants a continuous war. It's gone on for far too long as it is.
They killed my best friend. I don't agree. I think it's wrong.
But analysts say exiting Afghanistan was a key 2016 Trump campaign promise. And despite the rhetoric, it's unlikely we've heard the last of it.
Although the optics of his announcement were pretty catastrophic, he will continue to try and claim to be a peacemaker. We've seen with North Korea that Trump can blow up a process and then try and restart it a couple of weeks later.
Rosa J. Gonzalez.
Back at Ground Zero, the seemingly endless remembering of those who perished goes on. It's a lengthy process and doesn't include hundreds of first responders who've passed away since 9/11-2001 of illnesses caused by working in the toxic dust at Ground Zero. The toll keeps growing every year. 18 years is a long time. Some say ceremonies like this should end. But while it's true that many people taking part are a lot grayer than they once were, it's also true that there are more strollers in there than ever before, indicating a new generation is being brought to remember. So it's likely ceremonies of remembrance like this will take place in this city for many years to come. John Terrett, CGTN, New York.